What if you could turn your life into a movie? This year, I decided to travel around the world, 3 different continents, 25 different countries, as well as do one of the hardest endurance races in the world, the Ironman. I didn't know what I was getting out of life, why I wanted to do this, but I wanted to learn about life. And the best way to learn is to experience it. It's to live it. In our early 20s, we're so heavily influenced by our external environment, and that's what shapes up what we perceive of the world. So I always thought to myself about why I was living the most transformative years of my life, stationed in this one bubble I call home. So I really wanted to take myself to the extreme, because when you do, you learn lessons that otherwise you would have never learned. And man, did I not regret one single bit. If life was this mind map, I would like to think of the person who you are is merely a construct of your external environment and what you're exposed towards, who you surround yourself by, the hobbies you enjoy, how you've been grown up, where you've been grown up, places you've grown up, and the places you've got to experience. This shapes the person who you are and the way you view life. When you start to build on this mind map, we start to broaden our horizons more about life and have a greater understanding about who we are, and the way we perceive the world changes. We start to see life in such a beautiful way, and that there is so much out there for us to go and do. So being a student at this time, spending 3 years on a university degree that I didn't necessarily know I enjoyed, didn't sit well with me. Because while academics and focusing on my career is important, I felt like there was more to life than just being rooted in my own hometown in some of the most influential years of my life, spending my break simply just surrounded by the 4 walls of work. It's very common to want to fit in. As people, we often live our lives completely sheltered. Without even noticing, it's just so common to go through your early 20s waiting for the weekend, then starting straight into work once we finish our degrees, without ever taking the time to have a proper realization about living a life we actually want to experience. I've always wanted to take a gap year this year from my schooling. However, I never really got the chance to do so because of COVID. For my whole life, my life was structured by an academic calendar, and academics was my main driving focus. However, with a gap year, I was able to take control of my life and actually do the things I truly wanted to do. And mate, was it a big change.
My ass just took a leave of absence from uni for 1 year, boy.
In the last episode, I trained with 10 other boys to complete a race called the Ironman. It was the most craziest experience ever. A 3.8k swim, a 180km bike ride, and a 42.2km run, all in 1 day. And finishing the Ironman, that was one of the most greatest experiences of my life. And now, that leaves me here. Once the Ironman was over, I had this brief period of 24 days and my last few moments being at home before it was time for my departure. And this chapter of my life captured the essence of the fleeting moments before a significant moment in my life. I knew I would be gone, but I just wasn't sure how long I would be gone for, but I knew it would be a long time. It's hard to describe what this chapter felt like. It was a time period of my life before things may be different. Moments before things may change. People may move away. People I'm seeing now may start new chapters in their life. Friendships in this time, they might drift apart. But in the midst of all of this, there was one thing that had stuck out to me. And that one thing was the love of the people I am blessed to be surrounded by. It felt like a celebration of the people I'm so blessed to surround myself with. The love from everyone around me during this stage of my life. I cherished every single moment during this time period because I was stepping into the unknown, not knowing what was going to happen or where I would end up in life. It was such a small but beautiful chapter of my life.
What's up, G?
Nice jumper, bro.
Thanks, bro. You like this haircut?
Look at this haircut.
Oh, you got another one.
Another one.
And in Sydney, G. What's up, Will? What a beast. Experience. What's up, Will? Look at that shit. You see that shit? God bless. Beast.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Look at this guy. What's up, Will? Look at these guys. God bless you. Flying drones. Are you doing a gymnast on the Mondays?
No.
Look at this random person. You know,
It's freaking cold.
James Gilson, Pav, Castro. Looking so fresh, so fly. Yeah, boys, getting in the games.
Oh, I got it.
What a beast. Bro, this, I don't know, but we never know what life will unfold.
It's gonna be the worst quote.
What a beast,
Bro, I
G.
don't know, but you gotta know that you don't.
Yeah, let's go, G.
Boy, yeah, boy.
It's monster massive.
Keep being the epitome of YOLO.
What a beast. 4 moves first ever half marathon. God bless. Vinny, my boy, just did a podcast. Red, it's been a pleasure. He's very tall. Till the flag is out for taking. Bro, nah, I didn't get to that.
It's our last time seeing each other, but turns out we're working in 6 hours together.
I see it. Brendan, what a pleasure, mate. What's up,
And just like that, before I knew it,
What up, G?
it was time
Caroline?
for departure.
Josh, Locke, Gibbs, Grants.
Except there was one small but beautiful chapter that lies in this time. You know, when you watch a movie or read a book, sometimes you can go through hours of the movie or lots of chapters of that book just for this one quote. Well, this small chapter felt like that one quote. That one chapter, except this chapter is something I'll always remember for a lifetime.
Which one that we
And this time, the timeline felt real. It felt like an inevitable clock was ticking above us, like time had gone by so slow, yet so fast, like we were in our own bubble, away from the world, and that every single moment together would eventually all come to an end. I met Kathleen early on in the year. We met at a job I'd worked for 3 months just for some extra cash. We never worked together, but would always cross paths until I asked one day if she wanted to swim with me.
Nice! Let's look.
So in the month of February, we started swimming together. And as some swims went on, we just got to know each other more and more. We just enjoyed each other's company. Before we knew it, we started immersing ourselves into each other's worlds. It was a bizarre time, actually. It was a time where I was so focused on myself, training for the Ironman, enjoying company with the boys, preparing to travel around the world. But one thing was that when you put all this focused attention towards yourself and the community you surround yourself with, your cup begins to fill so much more with happiness, joy, and contentment of the present moment. When you chase butterflies, they'll fly away. But if you're still and patient, you find that many butterflies will land upon your steadiness. And as things had moved fast, we all knew that all of this would eventually move to a halt. And that every goodbye was getting harder to say because it was one more goodbye closer to actually saying goodbye. All these moments I look back upon, like how Kathleen flew to watch me in my Ironman, and how for the whole race I was just counting down the hours until I'll get to see her. Or moments in the Grampians when we went away and we had our own freedom. Or all these small moments simply spending time together felt so magical. We always reminded ourselves that this small chapter of our life will be something that we will always cherish. This small but special and beautiful chapter of our lives is something we'll never forget.
Look at this human. What?
What's your next chapter? I know you're traveling the world.
Yep.
What do you want to get from that?
I have no expectations. So one of the things I've always wanted to do when I was young was go solo travel, and well, I'm young and I'm older, so I'm going to make that happen, G. Okay?
And that was the main premise. However, there was a bit more to that. When people meet me or know me, they see me as this very happy and full of energy guy, where I'm always waking up early to exercise, and that I tackle things in my life with purpose. And while I do those things, it seems like I have things in life all figured out. However, just like everyone else, I often question myself what I am actually doing with my life, and what more there is to life than simply living out the life that is expected of me. I think that life is made up of mostly what we're exposed towards. And in our early 20s, they're some of the most transformative years of our lives. People come and go, you'll experience so much, you'll question so much about yourself. Once you finish high school, there's an expectation for you to know exactly what you want to do for your life. However, at this age, you don't even know who you are, let alone what you want to do for the rest of your life. And I think that growing up in Western countries, society norms are placed upon us at such an early age to have things figured out and to begin pursuing your career in aspirations of financial stability at such a young age. And in this time, we never really ask ourselves what we truly want to do. A question I wanted to find out about myself was that if what I was actually studying was something that I truly enjoyed. Or was it simply because it was a job that could pay the bills well in the future and something that I would despise waking up in the morning to go to? I think in society, a portion of us are lying to ourselves, thinking that monetary wealth equates towards fulfillment, when in reality, it could still make us feel like we're living life so shallow, despite believing we're so fulfilled and so satisfied. Growing up, we're so normalised to putting so much concentration onto your career. It's easy to become stuck or feel like we're not making any progress when everyone around you feels like they have all these things figured out. I like to think of life like a mind map, where all these different focuses or subcategories of important factors in your life, you would say, are categorized in different life domains. And by shifting your attention to different domains of life, you often gain new insights and perspectives that help you understand and solve the problems in the original domain you were focused on. Exploring different life domains can uncover answers and solutions that you hadn't considered before. And we often live our lives never exploring these pathways. So I wanted to explore this pathway, and what I learned doing the Ironman was that when you take something to the extreme, to the point where it becomes your lifestyle, that's when you often learn life lessons about yourself that otherwise could never be taught, but only learn through experience. So I decided to backpack around the world with no return ticket, knowing that I'll be gone for a long time. So traveling became my lifestyle, and that I wouldn't be thinking about things back at home, but instead truly immersing myself in the present experience. And that had forced me to go by myself, because it was the answers that I wanted to look for within myself. And when I arrived to the airport in Melbourne, it all just hit me. I'll be gone away from home for such a long time, not knowing what I would experience, the experiences I would have, the people I would meet, where I was even going, and how long I plan to go for. How long I'll be away from family, my friends, and Kathleen.
Kind of thought, and this loser.
That girl is so amazing. I remember in the morning when I crossed the departures line that I would be by myself.
Oh mate, so many emotions.
I would be alone. I would be on the other side of the world having to handle everything by myself in a foreign country.
Nervous, I'm scared.
And I was so scared. I remember waving and thinking, this is the last time I'll see people that I'm familiar with for a long time. And the emotions, they really got to me.
This is Subu.
I wish
I met him on the plane.
I wish everything. I wish every good things for my brother. He is very confident going for a long trip
Very long.
across the world.
Very
All
long.
the best, brother. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Right,
Thank you
bye-bye.
so much.
And while I was heading on a plane,